You talked about choosing, because that's what this whole idea is that we have to choose to be happy. And I like what Abraham Lincoln says. He says that folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. You know, it isn't that the truth, you know, that we get to choose how we want to experience each moment of our life. And I know that Judy mentioned that happiness is different for each of us. When I talk about happiness, I'm going to talk about a meaningful life, because a happy life to me is a meaningful life that is connected, you know, to people and to something bigger than us. And it is this deep knowing inside, you know, of who you are. That's what happiness is. It's this sense of well-being. And I read that researchers will tell us that there's a set point for happiness, and guess what? We can change that set point. We get to change it. So if you happen to be born I was going to say Debbie Downer, but I better not say Debbie Downer, a Donnie Downer. If you happen to be born, you know, that way, you can shift. We can all shift of how we think about our life and how we are with our lives. We get to choose it. We get to lead a happy life if we choose. So I'm reading a book by Wayne Mueller, and it's A Life of Having, Being, and Doing. And I love that, because he says we make only one choice in our whole life, only one choice. And we do it again and again, month by month, year by year, you know, for our whole lives. It's how we live our life and how we shape our life. And that one choice is, what is the next right thing for us to do? What is the next right thing? And we make that choice over and over and over. And that creates our life. Does that make sense? That, it's like a drop in a stream. You know, every thought, everything that we do, every choice we make creates this stream, and that's our life. As we look back, we become this stream. And I'm talking about small choices, not big choices here. I'm talking about, you know, do I stay home, have another cup of coffee before I, you know, go? Do I, you know, call this person? You know, do I call my brother? You know, or do I, you know, sit home and not do that for a while? Do I go to bed now? Do I watch TV? You know, do I eat the chocolate cake, or do I eat the fruit? You know, each of these things, you know, are kind of create our life. And that's what creates a life of meaning, a life of conscious choice. See, we get to choose. We stop, we breathe, and we choose. And these are the seeds that we plant for a lifetime of happiness. And when they all string together, they make who we are. They make our whole life. So I'm reading another book called The Awakened Heart, and it's by Gerald May. And he speaks to this, and he says, he talks about, and this is really important, is he talks about love and efficiency in the choice and in the moment. There's two things in the moment, love and efficiency. Efficiency is how we do life, right? How we do life. Maybe some of us are efficient, some of us aren't. But that's how we try to do life, anyway. And then love is the why. Why do we do what we do? See, efficiency is how we do our day-to-day. And then this love is why we want to be efficient in the first place. And he says that we are conditioned as a society to believe that efficiency is a lot more important than the love in why we do stuff. And it's not that we are bad people, we're good people. We want to be efficient for the people that we love, you know? And what happens is that this efficiency in the moment of doing everything right overshadows the love of why we do it. So I got to thinking about, you know, in your life, think about what you're doing, you're creating, you're planning. We do that a lot here. You know, we've got parties and we've got things that we have to do. And I see it sometimes here where we're, you know, let's get this, let's organize this, let's do that. And then in the meantime, we get to the end of it and we forget about what the middle of it, the love and why we're doing it in the first place. You know, I'm thinking of the yard sales, you know, how hard, and we're getting all the yard sales out, we're doing all this stuff, you know, and all the time, every moment of that yard sale was important, right? Because of the person that we're meeting, you know, the things that we're doing, the laughing that we do, that's life. See, life isn't the end result of the yard sale and how much we created. It's the community, and it's the interaction, and it's the fun, and it's the laughter. That's the life. See, moments are our life, and that's so huge to get. It's just not, we don't just have a happy life, we have happy moments. So when you go to bed tonight, you have to look at your happy moments that you have. It's so huge here. You know, I did this myself. I planned this day, right, with the kids. I'm going to spend this quality time with my kids, so I plan, and I think parents do this, I think we all do this. We get this idea, okay, I'm going to take them to the park. We're going to go to the park till 2, movie starts, and we're going to go to the movie. I've got a movie starting at 3, you know, and then lunch. You know, so I had dinner. So I had it all planned out with my 2 kids, my 2 grandkids. And so I get there, and they're just having a ball. We go to Yorba Park, and they're like Did you know squirrels growl? Squirrels growl. He was feeding Eden was feeding the squirrels. Did you guys know they do? So, and the squirrels were coming, they just love him. And, except for they growled at him. But he was feeding them these nuts, you know, and when I think it might have just purred. He said, I don't know if it purred or growled, but it made a noise. But anyway, my point being is that they didn't want to leave. And here in my mind, I'm going, we're going to miss the movie. We're going to miss the movie. Then we've got dinner. We've got all this. And I'm going, what am I doing? You know, this is their day, right? So I was smart, you know, and I breathed in. I knew we were having this talk, and I kind of remembered. And I said, you know, it's their day, right? Lily and Eden, it's their day. So I just sat down, and I'm not kidding you, we were at the park like 6 hours. And they jumped over rocks, they skipped the rocks, they played with frogs, they did the squirrels, the birds, the ducks, you know, it was a most fun day. I never made the rest of the day, my plans. But that's what I'm talking about. The moment, see, is the love. Those moments, that's the love, right, in it. It's not the efficiency that's important in your moments. I could have made them come and say, get in the car, you know, we got to do this, and we got to do this so I can create this wonderful day for you. They created it themselves. And I let them by feeling the love in the moment. And that's what we're talking about, you know. And I realized, and I actually think it was only probably this year that I stopped, I wrote this down, measuring my days by degrees of productivity and started experiencing them by degrees of presence, right? By how present I am in the moment, not what I can just get done. You know, I used to feel this sense of relief when I went to bed at night because I'm kind of an accomplisher, you know, and my kids will say, I come in and I used to go, what a mess, what a mess, what a mess. You know, we need to get this done, we need to get this done, we've got this. And I'd go to bed at night and go, wow, this felt good. I got all this stuff accomplished. And I do that now, but a little bit differently. I used to pride myself on how important that was to get all these things done. And today I do this whole different thing. I even keep a journal. I used to keep a gratitude journal, and I love that, but it got to be routine. So I'd go, oh, what am I grateful for today? You know? and it got to be a chore to kind of do that. So I said, there's got to be, you know, some way to just like really feel my life, you know, and to just, you know, love what my experience and feel the joy in life. So I decided that I would, you know, be present with everything, really try my hardest to be present with every experience and every joy in life, and then to remember it. So now every day I get up and I have this thing that I keep, this book, and it's like a journal. And it says, this is how love showed up for me today. This is how God showed up for me today. And it's the joys in my life. And in it, you know, I do it every morning, and I look at my life the day before, and lots of you guys are in there too. It's they're just moments, right? It's not these big things that happen. You know, it's this song you played, Robert, you know, maybe the song you sung today. It's laughing with my girls, you know, feeding the ducks, the squirrels, you know, the beauty of my yard. It's the taste of ice cream, or the smell of the cooking when I'm making pasta, the basil that I'm growing outside. Those are the moments, see, that I think when we go and take our last breath that we're going to remember. You know, it's not what I accomplished today. I got all this stuff done, you know, I got this mess cleaned up. But I got to smell the basil I'm growing, you know, and I got to laugh with you guys, you know, and that's what we're talking about. That's life. Life is in the moment. And it helps for me to sit back and just breathe in and remember each day, you know, all these things that happen. And you'll be surprised when you start writing them, you feel it all over again. You feel it all over. You remember what life really is, what life is about. It's about magic moments. It's about these moments of your life that you won't live the same way again. No moment is ever going to be the same way again. No moment. You'll never, you know, see somebody the same way because each moment's new. And that's so important. And then I read this, and I love it. It's like I could have written this, and I read it to my daughter. She goes, well, that doesn't make sense to me. But I'm going to read it because, you know, it says that there's a thread that you follow. See if you get this. There's a thread that you follow. And it goes among the things that change. People wonder what you are pursuing, and then you have to explain about the thread. But it's hard for others to see. When you hold on to it, you can't ever get lost. Tragedies happen, people get hurt or die, and you suffer and you get old. But nothing can stop time from unfolding, and you never, never let go of the thread. See? For me, you get what that thread is? Yeah, well, that's what my daughter said. Hope, I think it's love, you know. I think that we follow this thread through our life, right? With every choice that we make. And if that choice is love, that thread makes our life, you know. And if we follow it, you know, it could be God even, you know, the power of the energy of God. And when we make those choices, we make a life of love. And we never let go of it. We never let go of that love, no matter what in our life is happening. You know, with the sadness, with the death, with sickness, we know that there's love. There's always meaning in every moment. Even moments don't always have to be happy. You know, and that's not when I say happy, you know, I'm talking about meaning. But they have to be meaningful. Every moment in our life should be meaningful. To me, that's a happy life. Does that make sense? That's a happy life, see? And the whole thing is that this idea of happiness is about being, like Judy's right, you know, I'll go happy, 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 you know, and she'll just feel the happiness. It's all different for everybody else. But honestly, this happy life is about trusting life. It's about trusting that there's a thread there. It's about following that thread and opening up and knowing that there's something bigger than you and trusting life. You know, when you get into these scary spots in life, you gotta breathe in and trust in that thread. Trust in love. Trust in God. When you know that, your life is happy. It can't help but be. You know, you will never know what's going to happen. None of us know what's going to happen at the end, you know. We don't. We don't know. Every time we plan something, we don't know if the plans are going to work out. All we have is the moment anyway. All we have is the moment anyway. You know, that's what happiness is. You know, happiness is in the moment. So that's my prayer for all of us. That's my deep, deep prayer, is that we find happiness in each moment of our life. And by happiness, I mean the meaning. We find the meaning in each moment of our life. And we look inside and we see how it manifests for each and every one of us. And then we live it. You know, every moment we breathe in and we realize that each moment that you breathe makes up your life. Thank you.